Listen closely. Underneath that chart-topping track is a ghost rhythm. It's a polyrhythmic conversation carried across the Atlantic. We'll trace how those rhythms traveled, transformed, and ultimately shaped the music you hear today, showing how West African percussion was adapted and celebrated in the Americas. From rumba's conga drums to sampled breaks in 90s hip-hop. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and the enduring pulse of a people. We'll trace that rhythm's journey, starting in West African kingdoms, through its alchemy in the Caribbean, and finally to its undeniable pulse in today's biggest hits. In West Africa, rhythm was never just entertainment. It was a living archive. Complex bell patterns like the 6/8 timeline acted as a metronome for community, organizing dance, prayer, and storytelling. Each drum voice held a specific role in a polyrhythmic conversation, a sophisticated language where history and identity were encoded in sound. Call and response wasn't a performance style. It was the heartbeat of social cohesion and spiritual ceremony. This was the cultural DNA that survived the Middle Passage, a resilient pulse carried in memory and muscle, waiting to adapt. That adaptation would begin under the immense pressure of the colonial Caribbean. In the Caribbean, the rhythms met new pressure. Enslaved people were forbidden from their drums, so they adapted. The conga drum and Cuban rumba carried the memory of the West African ngoma. In Bamba, the call and response became a public conversation between dancer and drummer, a coded language of defiance. The complex 6/8 bell pattern was compressed into the clave, the rhythmic skeleton of son and mambo. These weren't just new songs. They were survival strategies, transforming imported rhythms into the sound of a new identity. That resilient pulse would soon cross the sea again, finding a new home in the streets of New Orleans. That Caribbean clave didn't stay in the islands. It rode the currents of migration straight into the heart of American music. In a New York club, Cuban percussionist Chano Pozo injected those polyrhythms into Dizzy Gillespie's bebop, creating Latin jazz. The rhythm had learned a new language. Meanwhile, in the Bronx, DJ Kool Herc isolated the percussive breaks from funk records, a technique born from Jamaican sound system toasting. That breakbeat became hip-hop's foundation. Today the circle completes. The syncopated grooves of Afrobeats and the log drum pulse of Amapiano dominate the global charts, their DNA tracing a direct line back to those West African bell patterns. The conversation never stopped. To see the full map of this rhythm's journey, find the link in our bio, so the next time you feel that irresistible groove, you're hearing centuries of survival. From the 6/8 timeline to the clave to today's Afrobeats, this rhythm is a living testament to resilience. The conversation continues in every beat. I made this with Story Glider, link in bio.